the lady.
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds.
Absolutely. So it's
The
a deck
fool
builder.
steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
Absolutely. So, we've stumbled many miles through the forest in search of thieves who robbed us. Exhausted and hungry, we're determined to reclaim my father's amulet. Catch sight of the thieves hacking away at a large tree and arguing. Let's listen to what the thieves are talking about.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
Empire doesn't care if the farmers leave some sprouts, but drop a corpse on the railroad, the place will be filled with soldiers, so the leader of the thieves doesn't want to attack me. It's the farmers. Let's leap to the farmers' defense. So yeah, you see cards on the table, but then we go into a little bit of actual like hack and slashing. I love this game. It's really great. I picked up the PlayStation version in the indie sale, which is on at the moment, but I have put many hours into the PC version. That guy. So yeah, when they flash green, they're about to attack, so I need to riposte, or well, you know, defend and riposte. Excuse me. Where's the berries? Great. So they rewarded me with food for saving their life. Munch. And I didn't get my amulet back, so I've got to go find the guy with the amulet. So my little character here, it's a little gold piece, so I'm going to hop from one card to the next, like that. The different cards, obviously they're face down at the moment, so I don't know what it is I'm about to step on. But here I have turned up the A Friend in Need encounter. Met a goblin wearing a filthy fox pelt as a wig. Can conjure whatever my heart desires. What's my heart desire? A sword, an axe, or a shield. I'm going to take the sword.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Yeah, so different tokens unlock more cards, but you only win the token by resolving the card in a certain way. So the small child wants to get a lemon cake from one of the forest folk. Let's go find the forest folk. That's the berries. Found an aged maiden. There we go.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token. Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all, or at least started it all for you.
Absolutely. So, the leader of the thieves is actually not interested in fighting and has jumped ship is on my side now. But I don't think he's going to fight in this one, this this much shinier sword. It's so much better. Weapon abilities and whatever. So in the top right hand corner, the number of hits I make with my sword is charging its little crit meter. The more defenses I make, that is also charging a little stun meter. And here we go, we went Malaclips the Mage. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen just like you. I've been working with thieves for the greater good, really. Okay. I guess. So he's got a sack of amulets. Which one am I going to pick? I am going to take the bull. Yay! Malaclips is my friend now. Now we get to do like character creation as well. So yeah, you get kind of 4 skin tone options. They look alright in this light, but in the actual battle lights, the black skin is really very light by comparison. Like it's not good. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for sort of defaultly bland looking. Hair wise, what should we go with? It's DLC that adds some funkier hair colours. I'm not sure. Let's go with blonde, maybe. Go with a long ponytail. What? Actually, maybe there's the white look. That's kind of funky, isn't it? Let's go with that. Outfits wise, you actually then will pick up armour that you wear on top of this outfit anyway, so this is just like your default clothes, just go with blue. That'll do. It doesn't matter, you know, like it's just what your character looks like on the battlefield. Okay, so Malaclips owes money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild, and we need to go and get money. So yeah, in the bottom left hand corner you can see we've got our health, the life card, food and gold. There is a 4th one, fame, but we don't need to worry about fame.
Smaller pieces of our fates shattered into fragments. Collect enough and your reward will come in time.
So there's various mini games. There's a dice mini game.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
There's the card one that we've already seen. There's a wheel one, which is, you know, cards rotating, and you have to stop it at the right
roads
moment.
have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
Is the worst, where you have to swinging pendulum. I hate the precision ones so much.
Victory, you are learning.
Anyway, so I rolled high enough. She's giving me money, which is good because we need money.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying at your mind? Let it fall into the waters beneath.
The dealer has a lot of just sage things to say. He's quite chatty. Of course, to give him more context, he was the villain of Hand of Fate in the first game, and the protagonist of that game is the villain of this game. Because, yeah, he went on and got more evil after you lose control of him, I guess. Yeah, so these guys are Imperial soldiers, or the shield suit. They are generally heavier armoured and slower than the thieves who we've already seen. What the game recommends is, well, you get three weapon types. There's heavy weapons, which is like axes and hammers and stuff. And then there's swords, which have a shield equipped as well. And then there's the light weapons, which are little knives and clubs and stuff that you dual wield. And different weapons are good at different enemy types.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Yes, so in the first game, the protagonist, the usurper, Callus is his actual name. Yes, is the fearsome warrior triumphantly looming over the prone lizard man. Yes, in a bygone age, our town was beset by half men, half lizards. So they were an enemy in the previous game, and they are all extinct now because of Callus smashing them. It's basically a little carnival with sort of pinata or whatever. And we go hitting it with the card minigame. When did that success card go? Oh. There. Can't actually remember how much money we need for Vignes. It's probably not. It's going to be able to get this one.
Here we come to the end of the beginning, running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
We love to run errands for mages. 50 whole... Maybe he just takes all the gold you've got, I don't know. Our first boss. Your armor is no use to you here, so yeah, fire ignores any armor that you're wearing. And I'm not wearing any armor because I haven't been unlocked any, so. Wherever it hits. Ow. Fight ends when we kill it, or whether we have to kill the henchman as well, so I'm just going to heal. Aha! He's knocked, so I can finish her. There we go. Just dump him over the wall. They always ragdoll really hilariously, in my opinion. Clips is like gonna take me on as a friend and useful person who is good at stabbing.
You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
So because I got the token for completing the Fool, I get these to potentially show up in my deck. So I was saying, like, it's a deck builder, you know. So I've got a sword and a shield and various new encounters. Malclips, I get his storyline problems because he's got his own quest line. That's kind of DLC related stuff. And there's the old mate token I got off the Finding the Forest Folk.
Welcome to my challenges. Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair. in the hope of awakening.
Yep. But the others are all locked at the moment, so they're the cards of the major arcana in tarot. Which is kind of funny because the first game actually was the minor arcana, which are the ones that you see less often in video games because they don't have such obvious like symbolism. But for the sequel, they went for the more obvious cards, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so we've just finished the Fool. We've now unlocked the Magician. We've got the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor waiting for us. And the more we go, we can carry on through all 22 of them.
Nothing here is coincidence. The answer to every question is in the cards, if you but look.
Absolutely. So this will tell us about the scenario that we've got. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers. So we're wanting to fight corrupted and avoid killing Empire people because we need them. So I get to choose various things. Malaclips is the only companion I've got at the moment. He's a mage. He has a little fireball attack. He gives you a little shield. And I can pick 5 encounters to fill my 5 encounter slots. Let's see. Malaclips' problem. I need to give food to the guys, I think. Yes. Basically, at the moment I don't know what these encounters involve. I do because I played this game before, but and then yeah, okay. Let's think about this. Market Thief is a pickpocketing challenge. Well, I mean, it's mostly cards. Fork in the Road just shows you the map. Right, bring the old maid because she's a good egg. Stamps or default are both reliable ways of turning combat into good things. So let's go with those 5 to start with. Now we've got the Cardinal Blade, which is the new sword we unlocked. Bastion Purification. Actually, I've only got 5 equipment cards, so I'm going to fill my 5 equipment pieces with 5 equipment cards.
A casual call to heroism. How many adventures start thus? For 100 years I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit in the sense that he's, the game exists within the game in universe, yeah, anyway. Conversation with the fur trader is interrupted because Malaclips has arrived. What is up? Whispers of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westwind is suffering blight. It's a bad plague. Can the Empire do anything? No, the garrison is not any help. Westwind is just a nice town that Malaclips likes, apparently. It's on the northwest of the map, far away from the capital. So yeah, we're going. 3 options. Stonemason gives you gold. Food wagon gives you food. Weaponsmith gives you a weapon, unsurprisingly. I'm going to take the food, actually. Slamming doors around. That was not a very good draw.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
Okay, yeah, so I've been pickpocketed. That's all my gold gone, because I didn't have any equipment for him to take. I think he would have taken equipment if I had it, but... damn it.
Your companion has his own story to tell. We must wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
Harsh. How come... Well, Malaclips is just a guy. because he wants to go. I don't have enough gold. It can actually come back with the gold. Like, you see
The
on
Empire
map, it hasn't
reaches
actually
too
greyed
far.
out.
The North has gone from a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
Yep. So now we see the other category of enemy in the game. Well, the three main ones are the Empire, Thieves, and Northerners. But there are plenty more than that, but those are the three main ones to worry about, especially in the early game. There's Malclips. He's got a hat. He's great. He's a mage, but he pretends to be a bard, so people don't arrest him because, you know, being a mage is illegal. He has a companion ability.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of this.
Where he can give me a shield. So now I'm in a nice spot, which will protect me from one hit in one hit. I don't get it. Yes, so generally speaking, the way that the sort of weapons line up is that axes are good against the Empire, swords are good against Northerners, and knives are good against thieves, but there are exceptions.
Like
So,
a
yeah.
compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
I've been given the Cardinal Blade, which is the one we unlocked at the end of the last challenge, and that is better than my default sword, so I'm most certainly taking that. It also does bonus damage against corrupted, which is good.
Commerce
So we're gonna do
thrives
that.
in even the most unusual of locations.
I have no gold, because I had it all pickpocketed off me. So I guess I can't buy anything, I guess I can't go back and do Malcolm's problem.
Here we
so-
begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
I love that. All his advice only makes sense if you play the first game, and because he's like explaining how he's changed it from the first game. So if you haven't played the first game, you've no idea what he's talking about. So you don't need to worry about what he's talking about. We've arrived in Westwind, and there's plague, and that's bad. We need to go in and help getting rid of the plaguey lads.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
I mean, yeah, Malclips is generally quite helpful. He's a good egg as well. He's funnier than everyone else. You have, let's think about this, four basic companions, plus 2 added by DLC, plus a third extra temporary one at the end, so it's like 6. No, 8. There's 3 added by DLC.
By sea and sea, fate is vain!
So, not actually a way to really like make the enemy focus on you, but it's a good idea to try and keep them focused on you so that your allies, whichever allies you happen to have based on the cards, are kept alive, because yeah, you get recruits from ones who didn't die in the fight. So here we are. I can see the shield. It's heavy, so it's slow, but it's high defense, and it does do damage versus corrupted when you defend, which is very nice. Most shields don't have any sort of merit in terms of doing damage. Axes are also pretty good, but given I've got a sword equipped, I will take a shield because
A shield
they go
in
together.
more ways than one.
No, still haven't got any money. I could sell stuff, but I'm not
Age
going
turns
to.
us all. She has done rather better than I in the time that has passed.
Yeah, so the old maiden is one of the greatest encounters because you just ask for stuff and she will give you it. That's it. You get food, more health, more gold are the options that you can ask
They
for.
got themselves into this mess. I don't see why you should get them out.
Yeah, but I'm a good person, so I'm gonna help. Because helping people is nice. The other reason I tend to go for a sword and shield is that they're like the best middle ground. Like enemies who are weak to axes.
I hope this works!
If you happen to have a knife approach when you're ambushed by them, you will not do very well at all. Because knives are terrible against guys with heavy armor. And likewise, if you have an axe equipped, when you meet thieves, you're gonna do terribly because they can dodge your heavy, slow attacks. But a sword is pretty much like baseline good against everyone. Like it's not as fast as light weapons, but it's good enough to take on thieves with, and it's not as heavy hitting as a heavy weapon. Huh, loner buff. That's not very useful. Impressive. It's a gold, finally. Yeah, so I just picked up a blessing. Which this one's a permanent blessing, rather than a temporary blessing. Transient blessing, is what it's called. Transient blessings, like when you meet the conditions of them, they then give you something and wear off. Whereas this one's a permanent one. Now this top right-hand corner is probably going to be the end. So I'm gonna step on it and turn it over. Yeah,
Now your chance presents itself. At last, stand in the defense of the peasantry. What
but no,
noble traits you display already.
I'm going to turn away and search for more recruits and go and turn up the rest of the cards, see what else we've got going on.
They place themselves in these dire positions, and then expect a hero to come rescue them when things become too much.
Absolutely. So I had two options there. I could either stay and protect the noble, which would have just given me money, but I get no recruits, or I can run in and try and fight the guys off in order to get the recruits, but only if they survive this actual fight. So speed is of the essence, basically. Showcase of the Cardinal Blade because it's nice. Every major direction.
By sea and rock, mate in vain!
Wait, this guy doesn't die. Yes. Big attack. Get off. Point of doing the knockdown whenever corrupted get knocked because they heal up otherwise. Annoying. The finisher, you know, whenever they're knocked. So I think I managed to get both of them. Because neither of them died. Bonus dice. Amazing. It's a quivering blanket of mumsy. Excellent name. So I could pay them to actually come join me, or I can appeal to their sense of duty, but I will do that. Normally an 18 would be a really difficult target, but because you only have 3 dice, but I've been given 2 extra dice because I saved 2 soldiers, so inspiring, and I've got them now.
At what point does honor bend to pragmatism?
That was only for that one roll though, so I've only got 3 dice now. Let's think about this. So I've got an 8. We need to roll a 6 with this one if I just reroll this. I'm going to reroll 2 and keep the 4. No, it's even worse than that.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Absolutely. And it turns out it was a trap, and she's got thieves, and she was ambushing me. Ambushes mean that whenever you happen into them, you can't change your equipment before you go into the fight, so you're stuck with whatever you've got equipped. Which, as I was saying, if I had an axe equipped, I would now be really screwed in this fight, because thieves are fast and hard to hit with axes. With a sword.
You have to stop helping people! It always ends up like that.
Cardinal Blade does that big, its critical attack is that big smash. My outfit's has been put down. I can go and get him.
Thank you!
Okay. Trying to use the Cardinal Blade's big critical as much as I can, because that's how I unlock the shard or the token attached to the card. You know, each card that has a token on it has got conditions for which, you know, when you meet those conditions, you unlock whatever the token is. And now I can roll to find loot on the bodies. We've got, hell yeah, that was a nice roll. Yay, food. Love food. Good.
A vampire cannot cross running water. These days you must deal with far more mundane opposition.
Right, I am actually going to leap into the river because I don't want to fight the Empire card, because that will lose me money because of the whole condition of the challenge. So I'm gonna dive in. That just gets me away from these guys. Because the way that card used to work in the first game, firstly, if you were wearing light armor, you would get a huge success and notice that there was treasure on the stream bed, you know, and then you could dive down and get the treasure if you were wearing light enough armor. And secondly, I think it did actually literally like move you downstream, so like you would finish, you know, you'd come out on a different card somewhere else on the map. But clearly that's no longer the case, which is a shame.
Another chance to redeem yourself. Let's see how you handle it this time.
Okay, let's do it. Let's ding the bell and summon the defense of the town. 9 lads. Let's see if I can give a rousing speech. This will be a card. Yeah.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
Yeah, so inspired would have been a blessing that gives them, you know, a bit more damage, but 1 in 4 chances. You can follow the cards as, you know, as they're shuffled, but it's not easy. So our boss of this challenge is this Terrorblight. There it is. So yeah, I need to bash him
With all these soldiers!
with something. Gets his armor off. So I've got his armor down. He's a big attack, and now I hit him with a finisher, and that gets his armor down. His armor's none of my allies know to bash him, so I've got to worry about that. They can deal with the rest of these guys, but... This would actually take now he goes down. Managed to get the final kill on the other little henchman as well.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you?
Hell
This
yeah.
bloodshed? Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
Yeah, it's true. You know, well, it's the same way, like, you know, the moral quandaries of killing zombies. Like, once they were people. Hello, Dinah. I've got a pussycat. Where's your pussycat? Anyway. Corrupted behemoth falls, the minions flee, soldiers cheer. The town is saved. Yay!
The magician returns to the deck. But now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin.
Absolutely. So, saving the town, we get a ring, a shield, and a sword. Various other encounters, man-eating tree, no mission exchange, lost boy, pork plague, western tavern. We'll see all of these in due time. But more importantly, it unlocks the next challenges.
As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
It's definitely true. Like, some of the things that you unlock with the tokens.
There is the small game, the game we play, and there is the
massively
great
change-
game, the
change
game
cards.
of life and death, the game I was once master of.
Callus has that game now. No, you didn't do that. Oh my god. So yeah, I've still only got Malachite, so I can't change my companions. But, so this, the High Priestess challenge, we want blessings. So, and also Northerners are going to attack us, and restore life at camp, which requires food. So, we want things that, right, Fiend in Need is terrible. You meet a vampire, he wants to drink your blood. So if you're already injured, that's a really bad one. Gnomish Exchange is like, they will give you stuff for stuff in it, you know, like you give them a piece of equipment, they'll tell you something, you give them gold and they'll give you food, and you give them food and they'll give you equipment or whatever, you know, there's all sorts of different combinations. Western Tavern's basically nothing. Let's try Malcolm's problem again. The Lost Boy is a good one. The road might be interesting. Just because it does nothing but tell you more about the landscape, the map, the cards that you've got. So, yeah, none of these give me blessings. So, does Peasant Song? I think it used to, but then they changed it when the DLC dropped. Right, equipment-wise, we are going up against Northerners, so swords are good against Northerners. Winter's Bane, in particular, is extremely good against Northerners. I'm going to put the Cardinal Blade in as well, even though it's good against Corrupted. It's still a sword.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate.
He hates priests, which is really funny, because, you know, he's like a minor deity
Now it
who used to live
begins.
in a temple.
Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
Yeah, so Malaclips found himself in debt to General Brandstrom, who is an Imperial general, and has been asked to go on a diplomatic mission to the Barbarian North. Obviously, because Malaclips is definitely the guy I would choose for that. But anyway, so what are we doing? I am here as Sworn Sword to, you know, keep Malaclips from being murdered. The High Priestess is at the top of the mountain. We just have to go and talk to her. But in order to talk to her, we need to have a certain number of blessings to get in through the door. Yeah, if we prove ourselves worthy.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
So, blizzards are cold. Cold is bad. Okay, well, it didn't get a huge failure at least. Just attacked by a bear. Fantastic, thanks. Can I... 10 gold. I've got 10 gold. Okay, so Maleclipse's friend wants me to eat a flower. Let's eat a daisy. What the hell? Did it do anything? Yay! Uh-oh. Well, that's not great.
Let us
we
discover
got the
what the
token.
next
That's
chapter in our dear bard's tale will be.
Weirdo. Anyway, yeah, what you can also see in the bottom left there is that I've now got the 4th card, the Fame card, which, you know...
Strange things still exist. Do you not see the beauty in this plant? True wonders still remain. Treat it gently.
Okay, well, magic plant with delicious fruit, but I have no equipment, unfortunately. You throw equipment at it, and then you put the
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Come on. This is a huge success card. No. Okay, which is fine. Yes, these guys have got shields of their own. So I need to kick them in order to break their guard. Like that. Thanks, Mark. Just teleport into my way. Get the guy just knocked down. The one bad thing about this combat is that there's no way to lock on or anything like that. You just kind of have to point in the right direction. But that's fine. I mean, it's not like it doesn't pretend to be a really serious fighting game after all, so this is Dark Souls. There we go, Winter's Bane. This is the new one that we have unlocked. Does a powerful strike that knocks down Northerners and then defeat them with finishes, and we need to do that 30 times in order to unlock the shard attached to the card. And it's just generally super effective, yes. And I got the token for dealing with the fight. The bartender is happy with me.
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
So I can pay for a blessing. If I make a donation, I get a choice. And I see that the best blessing in the whole game, Guardian Angel, is here, which helps you retry chance cards. Get an opportunity to pick again.
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge. Be prepared.
So I can, from this point, I can camp at any time if I just hit triangle on a card that I've already visited.
The mountain itself pushes you back.
Yep, so we are going up the mountain.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
Absolutely. Happened upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out the chimney. A frail old lady come in search of the high priestess. Go bearing blessings. So yeah, she's cooking blessings in her cauldron, so I'm going to eat something. To keep track of where that failure card is. I don't really care which blessings I get. transient one, so I've got to be really careful not to use it before I actually make it all the way up the mountain. That would be
In the
annoying.
cold, men become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
There we go. I'll be fine then. Yes, there we go. I managed to make a success card anyway, so I didn't need to redraw, but I had the option to redraw because of the blessing.
A grand opportunity for you to
damn
take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
I don't have enough money to get another blessing from this guy, which is a shame. It probably means I won't make it with the right number of blessings at the end.
A lesson in caution awaits us all. Nature, truly wild nature, will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
So yeah, we are up against Northerners. Indeed.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Malachits and assistant.
So I want to be doing my little knockdowns as much as I can. The faster I get that done, the faster I can unlock the shard on the card. Dodge out the way of the violence that they can throw. To be honest, having Winter's Bane equipped with its entire challenge will be great because it is, you know, it does like 100, which would give me equipment, or I can dig him out, and that gives me fame, but also a blessing because he's thankful that I saved his life, which I think is sweet.
Children. It's hard to conceive that either of us were ever such.
I don't think you ever were you, dealer? Like, so the Empire are trying to arrest the child. Let's save the child. So I will keep, even though it's not good against the Northerners, I'm going to keep Winter's Bane equipped. Oh yeah, we get to see the musketeers, who are a special type of Empire unit. Have a musket, unsurprisingly.
Once again, good intentions end up with people trying to...
They have a bayonet on the musket, basically. So if you're close to them, they will try and stab you with it like that. Try and shoot you. Some shields have got the special property that allow you to deflect their bullets back at them, which is hilarious. So yeah, I got a blessing from the child because he is thankful. So that was a good blessing as well. That was the one that just straight up adds to your dice score. And he tells me about the area. And I got the shard because I got that useful information off him. Tragically, I've got to go through the Blizzard card to get to the Ascension card anyway. The Ascension is the end of the level, you know. Normally I would avoid the Blizzard if I knew where it was, but unavoidable. Gotta walk through it. Top card should be a success. health-wise? I'm 82. So I can go to camp and then eat food. And that gets me 5 health per food. But you also eat 1 food each time you make a step onto a new card.
Will you push on despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
Ooh-ha-ha. Here we go. So we met the sister of the witch we met before. She's going to give me a blessing brew as well. But she's got 2 failures. And that's way faster shuffle. Oh, man, oh man. That's, okay, so we get to see redraw. There we go. Woo. Nice. So, 5 out of 6. As long as we can find 1 more encounter that gives us a blessing, we'll be okay by the time we hit the end. Sometimes I'm quite good at tracking the cards, and sometimes I just don't manage to do that at all. Annoying that I've not unlocked
With the
any
least
armor
of
yet.
notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
You don't have to sound so happy about me being caught in an avalanche, honestly. I love the dealer. He's a prick. He's great. Oh, here we go. We've got berserkers for the first time. Taller and slightly tougher than the standard.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Malaclips and assistant.
I was actually hit with the bonus then because I had Malaclips's spell protect me. It wasn't so bad. Ow! What? So yeah, berserkers freeze you when they hit you. Which is very annoying, because that slows you down massively. Oh no, actually Malaclips is hit by the spoilers, that's hilarious. You can see that. Yeah, so what they do is they actually wrap around you and you have to mash triangle to release yourself before you can carry on, which is really annoying if somebody's also trying to hit you at the same time. Alright, so hopefully we can do the same thing where we dig the guy out and he'll bless us again. Heroic sacrifice. Lose your companion to swap out.
Now the confrontation.
Card. Right, okay.
Are you
I'm not
ready to
actually
face
gonna
the
do end
priestess
right
of her people and
trying to
drive
see
the
what else is
deal
here.
the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
Okay, Poor Plague is not going to be of any use to me at this point, so it's fine. So, cook food to get up to mostly full health. I haven't picked up any shields along the way, which is slightly annoying. Wait, is there like a trader? You're selling the shield, which is the most basic of shields. But I have not got enough money, so... Spire of the ritual house protruding from the summit of the mountains. Here we go, we can. A giantess in velvet robes. Disgusting truths. They sent me a silver-tongued devil, a shield maiden. I hope for your sake you have decent offering. So I bring her all my blessings, and I have to fight her champion, who is the big, scary berserker. I lose the trappers. No, I'm not going to bother. Because I do want to keep working on the shard of the sword, which actually means more enemies is better, because it's more people to charge up my ability against. So this guy's even bigger than the standard berserkers. It's a boss berserker.
Why do we always end up enraging the locals? You should let them talk.
Well, maybe you can consider that you're a bad choice for a diplomat.
That helps.
Will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. These are my terms, small one. So yeah, I'm gonna go tell General Brandstrom that there's no chance that there will be peace. So this token is the silver token that you get for making it to the top of the mountain. And yeah, doing the fight. Hammer, armor, and then a ring. And some encounters. These are basic supplies, which you can have as like starting equipment. They're very useful. But then the gold token I got for having the right number of blessings when I reach the top, which is very nice. Malclip's story has progressed. Rusty Razor pub. Unlocking itself. Here we move on to...
This game is merely the lesser game. It is not the true game of life and death, merely my model of it. I must prepare you for the challenges you will face when we meet Callus in truth.
So in this one, we are defending villages from the Northerners. And yes, I need enough fame to wield Freth's Ire, which is a big hammer. So yeah, some... going to my equipment. Have I got anything that is fame locked? Berserker's Creed I think it is, but I can't see it unfortunately. So yeah, they'll have like a threshold that you're not allowed to wield it unless you have fame of a certain level. So this time I am bringing all the rings I've got. You can wear as many rings at once as you like, because you know you've got a lot of fingers, which is great. I love that. Berserker's Creed is armor that does like it gives you extra money somehow. I can't remember. A couple of shields, a sword, and the humble hammer, which is the opposite of fame locked. The more fame you have, the worse it is. So, like, I guess. Still only got Malclips because we've not unlocked anybody else. Okay, burning a building is good for fame, but it's a really difficult encounter. I will try it. Same with Carter. Well, Carter was not difficult, it's just... can't remember what you need to get in me. I don't know. Possible it gives you fame. A little bit. Walking the road is always useful. Stress damsel again, always fairly standard. Talos Pies and Exotic Lies just gives you various numbers of food. Plague is fine. Winter Solstice is a blessing and curse one that I don't like. Thief, again, that's a fiddly one. Let's just put Gnomish Exchange in, and then put a couple of simple ones in. Arm Wrestling is just dice. Shrine is just get more health. Yeah, we'll take a sword, I think.
In this case, the Empress is a symbol, a leader of the northern clans, but not their only one. Now we come to one of the new nuances of our game. The hunt for fame and esteem would not work for all players, but it works for you. I can sense it in you. Your pride, your skill. In time, we will learn all of you.
Absolutely. Here we go. So, the Elder of Talos, one of the villagers, said that Shaman and her raiders came down looking for Ratha's Ire, which is an enormous great hammer.
Anger is a powerful force.
But you see at the bottom there it says fame required 20, so we have to hit that fame threshold before we can even equip it. Can I ask him anything? Oh, he's going to say villagers need a hero. He's told us where the next village is. That's the Shaman is somewhere to the east. The Empire are useless. We know it, babe.
You'll notice that my carriage does not stop for every distressed traveller along the way.
Well, have you considered that's because you're very harsh?
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
I didn't get fame for helping her. I did. I get 2 fame for helping her. There we go.
When the hero runs in, the villain takes their time to bait their trap. Be careful, lest they put you in your place.
Absolutely. This is all trappers, which is kind of annoying. Oh yay, we get to showcase the soldier sword. It's not the worst sword in the game, but it's the most default sword in the game, let's say. Yeah, every hero must have a heroic sword. This, however, is utterly ordinary.
Don't let them hit me! I'm too handsome for violence.
I love balance. I love all the characters in this game. I actually have somewhat extensively edited the scripts page for this series. Like, one of the few series that I've actually given a toss about enough to, and also not enough other people had added to it. I need to decide that was worth my time. That's so sad. Anyway, I really do love this game. Let's search for spoils. So, we've got a 50-50 chance of hitting something good. Food. Kill.
In your life, you will have wandered endless intersections, yet this one sticks with you.
Yeah,
Why?
Fork in the road is...
What is it in your memory that catches here?
It's just a beautiful card, to be honest. The guy who did the art for all the cards is on Twitter. He's so worth the follow. I actually can't remember his name right now, but yeah, it's so good. So yeah, Fork in the Road just reveals all the cards in a straight line east and west of the card where it is. So it turned over the general store, which is good to know. But I think I'm actually going to keep my money.
Let us see what the next town holds.
Because I'm not going to get any fame from buying stuff. Sometimes having money on hand is more useful.
Do not take lightly the mantle of fame. Being a figurehead is not without consequences.
Because it's entirely possible, especially when you've unlocked a lot of encounters, for you to get enough fame on the first spread of cards, go straight to the boss fight. But unless you've got super powerful encounters, chances are that villagers are going to die. It's really hard to prevent them. One of the farmers has got a muscle. Two of them have got pitchforks. There's one guy with a gun. Sweet. There we go. I think I might have managed it. I think I might have saved them. Yay! Oh yes, here we go. I can see the fame required 6, so I can't actually wear the Berserker's Creed right this second. Charged Bash does stunning, which is good. Or you can take Winter Spain. No, I'm going to take Winter Spain. I know I've already got like an adequate sword, but for saving all the peasants, I got more fame. So I could have equipped the armor if I'd chosen it. But... Right, and the road has been turned over, so that's the destination we're trying to get to.
You strike me as the type who would put themselves in harm's way for the benefit of others. Yet, perhaps you'd rather have someone else sacrifice themselves for you.
So this one is really annoying. We're going to see the wheel gambit, which is one of these mini games. We're going to run into a burning building. We're trying to rescue 3 people from the burning house.
The wheel is one of my favorite innovations. It combines many different elements of our game into one.
And Malaclips is good at the wheel, so we can... if we don't like what we rolled, we can sacrifice him for 3 turns.
Excellent. A wise decision.
Basically, the longer it takes, the more pain is added to the wheel, the faster it's spinning. Just generally, everything is awful about it. I hate the wheel. You do get a lot of fame, especially if we can manage to get all 3 of them. Which, of course, is how you unlock the token. Yes! Oh! First try. Whew.
Nicely done.
Family from certain death. Nailed it. And that gave
Now
me 8
the
fame, so
power
now I can
is
wield
yours to use.
the axe.
It appears you are worthy to wield the weapon of champions. The raiders will hide from you no longer.
So yeah, the last map card has been replaced with the Sanctum, where the witch lives. Which, it's got the creepy little doll, which I'm sure is like meant to be like Blair Witch Project reference or something, I don't know.
If you fall in a trap once, you may blame error. To fall in the same trap again smacks of foolishness.
But yes, I'm going to go and investigate what's in the other cards, because we might turn up something that we can get a token off. But now, of course, I've got the Hroth's Iron Grips, which is a very beautiful axe and everything, but axes are bad against Northerners. It might be a special axe for killing Northerners, but it's still bad against Northerners.
By sea and sun, fate and fade!
I can't. several people with Breath of Fire's sweep attack. Because it does like little golden light, and it knocks down whoever hit anybody who happens to be hit by one as they go out and do their little pat. But people are not always standing in the right place to be hit by that, which is a shame. Let's continue on my journey, because if I actually search for spoils, chances are I'll get the negative
Although
ones.
you clearly dabbled with gods to arrive here, you do not need them. You have your own strengths.
So Shrine is a platinum card, as you can tell. It's very beautiful. Platinum cards have no downside. There's never a chance for anything to happen that is bad. So I've just rolled and increased my max health.
Wealth through exploration. We have many lands to discover, you and I. If you cannot make use of this, I will question your skills.
Yeah, Cartographer is an interesting card. Basically, the more cards you turn over, and therefore tell him about, he will pay you to like be told what other cards are on the board. So some challenges have a spread of, you know, a full like 5x6, 30 cards on the board at once, and if you can turn all of those over, and then he'll pay you an awful lot. That's how you get the token.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong, clever, wise. The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
We are neither strong, oh God's sake, neither strong nor clever nor wise. So I get a small amount of money from arm wrestling, but not enough.
These are the choices that make the hero or the villain.
I'm going to use Rata against Corrupted, because hammers are good against Corrupted, generally. I've got a lot of Empire with me.
I hope this works!
There we go. It knocked down the guy I actually hit, but it stunned the other guy who was hit by the power attack. And I think I just get paid. Yeah. Cheers, boyo.
Campfires offer a
up
chance to see
load
what
of
your
money.
companion has to say about your current challenge.
Has he got anything to say? Hand bunch? No. Alright, I'm going to take the Dark Grove ring. Yeah, so when you're in camp, you can trade with people that you're passing by to go
Deep in the
against.
woods, they
Heals
still know
her-
magic. It will be lost there last.
Heals her guys, and it's very annoying. Also, like I was saying, you can have as many rings on as you want, because you just have, you know, you've got a lot of fingers.
You have prepared yourself for this battle.
Now, I don't
you must
think-
face it, but not alone,
I
perhaps.
actually have to have it equipped for the fight. I just need it to bring down the magical wall. Crunch. Malclips has gone missing. Oh no! He was knocked away while we stepped through.
He has
Ah.
brute strength, if nothing else.
A wild Colbjorn appeared. Colbjorn is the second companion we can unlock. He is the exiled one who has been exiled from the Northern clans. He's a good boy. Oh, we're getting the shaman's intro, not Colbjorn's intro. So there she is. With the world's coolest, like, headdress because, tragically, we don't see what animal that comes from, but it's got goat horns and saber teeth. So like it's a horned saber-toothed cat or something. Anyway, here's Colbion. But yes, she's doing a healing.
My blades, I will stand.
Very annoying, so I need to pay attention to where she is teleported to and focus on her because now need to kill her before I can kill anyone else who's maybe healing. Bloody hell. Wow, Corbion's been knocked. There we go. And unlike the previous fight, we didn't need to kill all the minions, we just needed to get rid of her. The dark spirit has left her. Oopsie daisies. Corbion, he is clanless now. Befriended Corbion the Wanderer. Yay!
Another card returns to my deck. Do not worry, I have more challenges before you will be ready to face my foe.
So we've got various new things equipment-wise. 2 armors, a ring, a helmet. It's the first helmet actually, I think. And some encounters. And there's the axe. Corbion. And they defended the villages, so I also get the Elder.
You have done well. You understand the basic rules of the game now.
So
From here, they will change.
Unlocked more encounters beyond the ones that we had available before. So beyond the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot, and then Strength, Hermit, Wheel. Beyond that, so here we are.
It is not one game now, but a score, each with its own nuance and delicate approach.
So this one has, this will be a good one to bring the cartographer along because this is a big spread, doesn't change. I'll show you in a second. So yeah, now I've got the option to bring Colbion along.
I doubt the Northerner can offer you anything. Time will tell.
Don't bully him. Yeah, so we need food. Explorer, the road ahead is long. Bandit country, so thieves. We're looking for light weaponry. We haven't actually got any light weaponry, so swords will do. And Pathfinder, use map reveal to navigate the treacherous wilds. So, Corbion's thing, you have to trade away a blessing, which is garbage. I'm not going to do that. Let's bring Gnomish Exchange. Photographer. Unrest and Iron Peak. I can't show her what I'm bringing in Iron Peak, but a whole load of things. So we'll get food, Fork in the Road, and Lost Boy, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave Iron Peak and bring the Maiden. Okay, so the Armour of Gluttony, unsurprisingly, is good at food. So are the Pious Robes. The Frontier Barber reveals part of the map, which is great. Extinguisher and food, Ruby Ring, just because you can't go wrong with having rings in your deck. Just, you know, they're useful. Oh, I'm full up. Okay, fine, you know what, let's leave the basic shield behind and pack. Yeah, Winter's Bane will do. And bring more food with us. See how that goes.
These foes I place
sure
before you, these rules, I do not know truly if they will train you for the challenges that Callus will place in your way.
They won't. less.
Of course, we know how this part of the story ends. The Emperor is merely the face on the throne. Behind him, the usurper pulls the strings.
Yes.
The one who sits upon the throne of life and death has a great influence upon the world.
Callus
Their
is
very
not
soul
actually the Emperor.
permeates the lands and fills the hearts of the people.
A weird demigod or whatever, yeah. So, Adventurers Guild members, urgent expedition vital to the safety of the Empire. So we are going to go and put ourselves forward. And let's put a gold counter on the map, so it is a little pile of coins, so we can step on that and we'll be given money.
The Empire does not ask for much, but in the end they take everything.
Yep, so expedition will be chasing down some relics that have been stolen. Who stole them? A thief. That makes sense. Examine the pedestal. The shape of a jagged blade, a ceremonial sword. But a cursed sword, because we love curses. Curses are great. See our training officer. Training officer is going to give me some
A keen
knives,
eye
so-
will notice that themes
Yeah.
repeat themselves. Events too. The wheel ever turns.
We are greeted by Captain Estrella Fiore, who will become one of our companions later on, but we haven't met her yet. I mean, we're meeting her now, but you know what I mean. So yeah, she's giving me simple knives.
I never
which is good
understood
against
the
these.
duel. If you're at war, use every tool at your disposal.
Oh, it's
If not, let things lie.
yeah, I misremembered how many cards there are on the board. It's 4x7, but yeah, so 28 things to uncover. And 4 relics. So there's this one, which is being the one that was stolen. That's a thief with his big thief hat, obviously. He's going to move around the board as well, so we've got to keep a track and intercept him. This one, which is being sold by a merchant, he's a little chest, but he's also going to be hopping around. This one is in a village. That's a little house over there. So each of them have got different requirements, and once I've got all 3 of them, the 4th will be revealed, obviously. But each of them have got, yeah, different requirements before we can actually get them.
Yet inattention leads to disaster. Not every inch of the wilderness is peaceful.
Food fell out of my bag when we slipped. That's not good.
A moment of peace on your travels. Savor
Where
it.
does that noise? I don't know. Anyway, kill Barney Rabbit. What have we got? Discarded coins in the river. Yay.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices
Got any
carefully.
rumours? Cheese festival. Okay, no, that wasn't useful rumours. I am actually going to buy up as much food as he can sell me. Thanks, bro. Because yes, starving starts to do damage to you. That's not good. Oh, coconut. Okay.
A useful tool, but simple magic.
For God's sake. We're poisoned by berries. Don't eat berries in the wild. So. Please, I'm telling you, bad cards here. Oh man, okay. Well, now we get to see what starvation looks like. Basically, as I take a step, instead of getting +5 health from eating 1 food, I've got no food, so I take -10.
You are starving now. Every fresh encounter will cause you damage. Tread carefully.
Yep. I'm taking my sword out because to fight thieves and Empire, I need a middle ground, which is sword's best, because axes are good against the Empire and knives are good against thieves, so sword is sort of halfway between the two. I'm sure that's not how the devs intended it, but you know. Yeah, so we get see Colbjorn's entry. He's very bold. Shiny. But normally you can only stun 1 person at a time, so that's pretty good. See, I do have the extinguisher ring. I don't have enough vein to wield it. And that reduces the amount of damage you take from fire by 20%. I can't wield it at the moment. Not that you really wield rings, but you know what I mean. Yes, there we go. Now I'm... Oh, 40%. That's better than I thought it was. I have enough fame so I can equip it now. And I picked up a ring of food.
So much magic comes down to simple needs in the end, don't you find?
The ring of food is very good. I can discard any other type of gain card to gain food. But revealing encounters I do want. So if it were gold or equipment or something, that would be different, but revealing encounters is useful. Now, I'm going to try and intercept the thief as he wanders around, so... Because I stepped onto a card that I had already turned, he didn't move. They only move when I step onto a new card. So now I can step onto him.
One more relic is within your grasp. Who hired these thieves? That is the true question.
It is, and it's an answer that we don't actually realise. Actually, that's a good question. Do we get to find out who hired them? Oh. Doubting myself. Cutthroat blades. So, light weapons, dual wielding weapons. Basically, they're really fast. Now, so these guys are actually going to run away with the relic if they can make it. Just got a timer at the screen. So nearly down. Come on, last one. Oh, I think I made it. Maybe. Just dump the guy off the hill. Nice. I think we made it before the time. God, that took so much damage. There we go, relic. Yay! It's the armor. And it comes with a curse. One random enemy in every combat has double health. Excellent. Great. Fantastic. I've got no food. Okay. Well, we turned up a couple of cards. I don't want to visit the cartographer yet because I want to make sure that we actually win that encounter by having lots of cards to show him.
Those who are desperate can never hope to get the best possible price.
Which is to say... I can't afford to buy any food. What if I sell the extinguisher? Does that get me one food? Two food. One food. Well, hey! Good. Fantastic. Okay, arm wrestling will get me a load of, well, some money anyway. Or it would if I would roll alright. God. Fuck! Snake Eyes? Really? Unbelievable. I get nothing.
I'm somewhat surprised you lost that one.
But yes, I'm going to discard that to get food. Thank God for the ring of food.
At what age does a child lose their innocence? When do they become the enemy?
Pitiful clan of the Southern Reach. Oh, we're going to save them anyway, though. Wrong weapon. There we go. Genius. Axes against Empire. well on the roll, he will also reveal some of the map for us, which is a useful thing to have.
This is what happens. This is bad business.
This is what happens when you mess with bad business, absolutely. Thanks for your sage statement, anyway. So one of the guys, the shield guys, has got double health. Oh, it's that one. It's got red around him. I didn't realise that it was, like, visible. We don't get it beating him, unfortunately. That's not how curses work. There's no upside to them, it's just straight up annoying. I love how heavy the axes look, you know, like the animation of swinging the axes always looks so, like, hefty. You know, your character really puts, like, her whole body into it. It's great. Alright, so we roll. Hopefully we can get some information out of the
Dice
child.
are a constant reminder of death. The singular is die, as I'm sure you know, and they are often called bones for the material from which they were crafted. Here, however, they may also bring a touch of life.
Absolutely. Empire ambush our village. We got separated. So he's going to turn over some cards for me. That is genuinely very useful. Thanks, kiddo. Right, let's re-equip my... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step 2 to the right and get a fork in the road, because that will turn over these 2 cards as well. Then I think I can probably go back to the cartographer and tell him what I know. That will get me a load of money. Yeah, we can take the food. There we go. Dangerous and treacherous. So dangerous is a fight, and treacherous is just any paint card. I have longer life, actually, max health. That would be nice. Okay, so I think that's probably going to be enough cards that the cartographer will pay me for that. Yes, I want the money, for goodness sake. I was thoroughly impressed with the knowledge. There we go. So that's good enough to get the token. I can't remember what the threshold is for unlocking it. It might be 20 cards, but it might only be 15. So, hop down
Always
here to
treat
cards
those
supplies.
who feed you with respect. Even I stand by this rule, and I have respect for few.
I am going to buy pies. Vegetables. So we get 10 food from those, and then we have card shuffle to determine the price. So I will pay 10 gold for 10 food. That's a very good deal. That will probably be alright for now. Okay, and now I'm going to step and see over here the little village. Get their relic
There's
off.
little I can say that will stop an adventurer pilfering ancient artifacts.
Durnich, tiny near forgotten shrine with a relic. Our relic. Local legends tell of a great hero will claim it. So, if my fame is high enough, they will believe that I am indeed the hero. Ah, 15 fame. God damn it. Fine, okay. I think I can come. Okay, what have we got? Where can I get fame from? British skirmish. Might give me fame. Treacherous.
Wits or weapons, Perhaps both will
Druids are
fulfill you
occupied
here.
by Imperials. Okay, fantastic. I could throw something to... Let's throw a rock. Yes, this is a precision challenge. Which is the last
The pendulum
4 gambit
swings
tones.
like a scythe,
And I suck
bearing
at
hope
these.
or failure.
Okay, so that took one of the 2 monster cards away, so we only have to fight the corrupted instead of the Empire as well. I think if I'd thrown a piece of equipment, that would have given like an easier precision challenge. Or maybe even one with a huge success.
There is nothing but blood on the snow.
Just absolutely wild this guy. Chunky. I love the way you throw the bodies around. It's just so funny. Oh, I got fame. No, I'm going to take Max Life. Max Life is nice. Okay, I've still not got 15 fame though. It's not good enough. What else we got around here? Nope, healing is good. Ha! Now we can get the badge.
I have little sense of trust for wandering merchants. True bargains are rarely found with those who are unwilling to wait around for their customers to test their wares.
Yeah, so we can negotiate about a price because I can't actually afford the price that he's asking at the moment. So we're going to roll a dice, and we're going to big total, and the price gets reduced by that total. So we're going to keep haggling. There we go. So that's down to 14. That should be fine to buy it at that. Yay! What curse have we got? 50% movement speed. Wow, that's terrible.
An opportunity to better understand these lands, perhaps.
Just gonna pay them to climb the tower, and that will turn over a card. You don't get the shard unless you turn over like a large number of cards. So, for example, if I hadn't seen any of the cards on the row, turning over 6 cards would probably have been enough to get this shard, but I'm not 100% sure. What else did I bring with me? Encounter-wise, let's think about this. I brought Skirmish Watchtower, Cartographer, Lost Boy, Arm Wrestling, Friendly Innkeeper. You brought some other... I'm going to turn over these 2 cards because
I
there we go,
am
no, it's
torn
strange.
between my loathing for gnomes and my despair that the world is becoming less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
We love gnomes. They are very annoying to fight. They're just so silly. So yeah, basically, gnomes are very tiny. And their only attack is to throw themselves at me like that. I have to dodge out the way, and then they end up prone from having thrown themselves. And I just kick them while they're down. That's it. And then the ones as I've kicked, ow, 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 ow. Please get off me. Oh, yeah. They do make it onto me, yeah, they just stab you repeatedly. Tiny, weeny little attack. They were added by DLC, they weren't in the game already. It's so cute though. I just love that you just kick them, you know, you're not even killing them, you're just bunting them. Battered gnomes pick themselves up. Penalty for this transgression is no longer death, we will parley. Yeah, so they'll give me money in exchange for equipment, they'll give me food in exchange for a helmet, secrets of the land for a ring. It would be nice to, you know what, I am going to give them the ring, and that will turn over that last card and I'll see if it would be worth visiting. No, it's not worth visiting. Good, it's good to know. But I didn't get the token because I think there's a secret something. I forget exactly how you get that token, to be honest. Anyways, the last one we've got is just going over here and having enough fame to get the card. Token of the relic. There we go. We have arrived just as foretold. Our saviour. Yay. Oh. That's a really genuinely awful curse. But thankfully it's not relevant today. So yeah, now our final relic is at the Mage's Tower, which is placed on the map, so we can head over there. We'll fight a mage for the first time.
And now you must begin to ask yourself how these threads connect. Were you simply a patsy for the Empire, or did you hope to be something greater?
It can be both. Oh, I thought that was going to tip over. Oh dear, okay. How much did they tell you when they ordered you out into the wilds? So yeah, basically the Imperials were using
That
the
should
one
help.
relic they had in order to find the other relics. Because Callus is weak to these relics, I guess, in some way, shape or form. And if I take the fourth relic, I have to take the curse with it. Oh, it's fine, it's nothing. I'm not going to starve in battle, that's not how battle works, so... Here we have a mage. Mask and then a cool hood over the top. Oh, she's double health. I'm not worrying about the two anarchists. Like, Colby would have killed him if he wants to. Yeah, so when she does that, if you then attack her, you get bound with her spell. It's the same as if you're caught by the rollers of the trappers. Now, yeah. Yay! I think Colbjorn got the kill there. Well done, babe. Huzzah! And we have all 4 relics, so we should get the gold. So good. We're going to take the relics back.
Every part of this tale is a part of your history, a part of the reasons that bring you here.
Absolutely. Right, so we get Empire Contacts, so they give you equipment, Palace Armory, it's another one where you exchange fame for equipment, Explore the Wilds, that just turns up any of the dangerous, treacherous or open wild cards. Trail and Deadly Forest, which is a Brimstone card, which is like the opposite of a Platinum card. Platinum cards can only ever give you nice things, Brimstone cards only ever give you bad things. We got a ring, a mask, which is no helmet. Actually, no, it's a diadem. It's just it goes on top of your head. I don't know. I always interpret it as looking like a mask to see what it looks like when it's on the character. Billy clubs, which are a type of light weapon, and a spring up, and some fresh supplies. And then the gold token gets us the exquisite blade and man of the world. That's what we got. Cartographer gets us duel. Oh, and this is endless mode. We don't need to worry about that at all. Yeah. Time's up at 10 to. Okay, and we've got time to play Hierophant. Is none of these ones are short, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it there then. So yeah, this has been Hand of Fate 2, which I love very, very, very much. You might be able to tell from just all my general fond feeling. I'm sure it comes through in my voice. But yes, it's a great game. I might carry on playing it on Sunday, might not, depends. Probably will, to be honest. It's not like I've got anything else lined up. So yeah, I guess we'll probably move on to those challenges next time. Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Join me then. Thanks everyone. Bye!